What do you remember about September 11th, 2001?
Well, I remember where I was when I first um, heard that these events were going down. I was in my car on the way to work, and I heard on the radio that a plane had crashed into one of the World Trade Towers. Um, at this point, there wasn't any talk of terrorist attacks. So when I got into work at a television at the office, and we turned on the television and we saw one of the World Trade Towers in flames, and then we saw another plane on live TV coming in. It crashed into the second tower, and that's when we fairly quickly figured out that it was done intentionally, and it was a surreal moment. It was hard to really believe that it was actually happening.
Do you think something similar to the Twin Towers can be attacked again?
I would hope not, but there's certainly always that type of possibility. Our country goes through great lengths to try to protect us, and different ways of attacking our country. They're always being devised, whether it's through something like September 11th or some type of cyber attack. Yes, I think it could happen again, but I think there are a lot of brilliant people out there working to keep us safe.
Do you think it could have been prevented, or how could it be prevented in the future?
Hindsight is 20/20. It's like if we could go back and do something over again, we would do things differently. Could have been prevented. Yes, all things can typically be prevented, knowing what you know after the fact, but it's just the way it is.
How was your life personally affected by 9/11?
Well, personally, it was, I am too young to really feel the emotions and the experience that some other Americans felt with World War II when our country was attacked at Pearl Harbor, and I felt like we kind of got a glimpse of that. My first reaction was one of anger. It made me very angry, and I wanted to do something about that. I had strongly thought about joining the military, and I was talked out of it by my girlfriend at the time, who is now my wife.
Do you know anyone that was close by or in that area when the planes hit?
Yes, I had some friends living in New York, and they did not work at the towers, but I was certainly concerned about their well-being, and it was had a very anxious feeling to get word from them about their safety.
Do you think the government was aware that our enemies were planning such an attack before it took place?
To an extent, yes. I think that we have various intelligence agencies like your NSA, your CIA, your FBI, and I think they knew that things were being planned. There's lots of what they call chatter and things of that nature. As far as exactly what they were going to do and when they were going to do it, I don't think they were able to put all of that together. I know that was one of the concerns after 9/11 was better communication between the various intelligence agencies of the United States. So yes and no. I believe they knew something was being planned, but exactly what and when and how, nobody really knew, or that information had not become available yet.
How do you feel about the way Bush and his administration handled it?
I have mixed emotions about the way President Bush handled the situation. While I felt strong emotions at the time, I was very upset and angry that this happened and my fellow countrymen, my country was attacked and people were killed. You know, instincts, my initial instincts were I wanted revenge, and I don't think all the information was quite available as to the proper action to take. I think we acted in haste, and we made some mistakes along the way. I certainly have mixed emotions. I don't think that, like I said, hindsight is 20/20. I don't think going to war was necessarily the right course of action at that particular time. But it will probably always be debated as to what the right course of action was. And I never think the taking of other people's lives is the solution to problems. It's a short-term solution, and it doesn't fix anything that is the underlying issue.